passing and scoring. Peterson. Oh, again. Here comes Cleaves. Pull up. Why not? He's hot tonight. Mateen Cleaves.
Look at the smile on Mateen Cleaves' face. Oh my, what a moment for Michigan State basketball.
Spartan conquest. Michigan State is #1. All year long, Michigan State battled adversity. From the first minute of the season, right down to the last. The Spartans overcame every obstacle in their way. And then, in one remarkable and memorable weekend, finally won it all, the second national championship in school history. For an unforgettable 3 weeks, the magic was back for Michigan State. 3 weeks when the Spartans marched on with a series of convincing victories, ultimately leading to one final conquest. But for many teams in this amazing season, a berth in the field of 64 was reward enough. The payoff for weeks and months of grit and determination, and a little high-flying excitement added to the mix.
He's feeling it.
He climbed the invisible ladder. Watch this dunk. Wow. Throws it away.
Big move. He slams it home. What an answer. Backdoor Calgary.
Let's sit out, baby. Go. Win on 3. 1, 2, 3.
The first tournament of the new millennium showcased the top teams in the country, once again providing the kind of fast-paced action we've come to expect.
Welcome to the NCAA tournament. These guys are really going at one another. Look out. And shock the world. Tremendous intensity in this basketball game.
Oh, here they go.
Count it. Cut. Oh, my goodness.
And we have a game.
Yes, count it. Jaw-dropping move. Oh.
Now they're heating up a little bit.
Tough teams, tenacious teams. This ought to be like a heavyweight championship fight.
The Boilermakers are headed for Albuquerque as Purdue upsets Oklahoma. Gonzaga, a bracket buster. The number 10 seed knocks off the number 2 seed.
Solo Forte, and that should do it. Forte slam will send North Carolina into the Sweet 16. A stunning defeat for the Stanford Cardinal, the number 1 seed. They're headed back to the Sweet 16 for the 3rd time in 6 years. The Tulsa Golden Hurricane. The Miami Hurricanes, riders of the storm, head to the Sweet 16 for Leonard Hamilton. Shine will take the throw. Got it.
Ty Shine has given them a lift, and he is really shining right now.
Greer, 1 second for the win. Oh, good. Seton Hall has done it. They upset the number 2 seed in the East Temple. Dagger. Just gorgeous basketball. Behind the back.
A little tipsy-do.
Are you kidding me?
That the 3rd number 1 seed of this tournament is about to be ousted.
And a foul.
Wow. The Florida Gators are eliminators of the number 1 seed in the East.
The story has been the Wisconsin defense, and Wisconsin with just such quick hands, they're getting to all the loose balls.
23 LSU turnovers.
Situation mark.
Overlap. Blocked by Peppers. Dr. Peppers. Coda scores.
The veteran from Brooklyn has given North Carolina the lead. North Carolina moves on to the final 8. Oh, look out.
Oh, what a block. Into the front court. Allison makes the catch. And hits. How about that?
Feeling it, and he gets it again. Get it out. My, oh, my.
And so 4 teams race their way towards Indy, hoping to speed home with the national championship. Out of the West came Wisconsin, the surprise team of the tournament. Coming off a regular season with a record of 18-13, Coach Dick Bennett's Badgers began their remarkable tournament run with tenacious defense. In the opening round, the Badgers clamped down on Fresno State. And then put the squeeze on Arizona, upsetting the top-seeded Wildcats.
Wisconsin on their way to Albuquerque, the Sweet 16.
In the regional semifinal, John Bryant's 16 points led Wisconsin past LSU.
Knocked away. Kelly. Lead pass. Bryant all alone for the layup.
And on to a date with conference rival Purdue.
Cunningham spinning. Stripped. Bryant with the steal.
Led by Mike Kelly's airtight defense, the Badgers badgered the Boilermakers to make their first Final Four since 1941. Making its record 15th Final Four appearance was North Carolina, the 8th seed in the South. In reaching his second Final Four in just 3 seasons, Coach Bill Guthridge and his Tar Heels opened the tournament with a win over Missouri.
Haywood with an easy basket.
Carolina then upset the region's top seed, Stanford, to move into the Sweet 16. In the regional semifinal, the Heels eased past Tennessee, holding the Volunteers without a field goal in a critical 7-minute stretch late in the game.
North Carolina moves on to the Final 8.
Then, led by freshman Joseph Forte's 28 points, Carolina cruised by Tulsa, completing its first 4-game winning streak of the season on its way to the Final Four.
Forte feeling it, and he gets it again. The champions of the South Regional, the improbable Tar Heels of North Carolina.
No Final Four team came closer to missing a trip to Indy than the Florida Gators, the number 5 seed in the East. In the opening round against Butler, Florida's fortunes were in the hands of Mike Miller as the season came down to one final shot.
Will Cinderella arrive? Miller in the lane, puts it up. Florida wins! Florida wins! Mike Miller with the winner at the buzzer.
Coach Billy Donovan's Gators then ran past Illinois
Just gorgeous basketball.
and met up with top-seeded Duke in the regional semifinal, where Florida held the Blue Devils scoreless in the game's final minutes and pulled away for the upset win. Against Oklahoma State in the regional final, Miller's 14 points led the Gators past the Cowboys and into the Final Four for the second time in school history. Returning to the Final Four for the second consecutive year, Michigan State emerged out of the Midwest, the lone number 1 seed to make the Final Four. In his 5th season, Coach Tom Izzo guided the Spartans to 25 regular season wins and the Big Ten championship, and then opened the tournament with a convincing win over Valparaiso.
Richardson up high.
On our bracket, nobody got knocked off, so just like it was supposed to be, you know, each game got more difficult.
In the second round, Michigan State held off a challenge from the 8th seed, the University of Utah.
We kind of got behind, and Utah did a great job, but we just wanted to step it up, and guys like myself and Morris and Charles got more aggressive in the second half.
Led by Mateen Cleave's 21 points, the Spartans eased past Utah 73-61 and moved on against Syracuse in the regional semifinal.
I think the main thing that we did that game was just we locked down on defense. That was, we took pride in that, that game on stopping them and just playing tenacious defense.
In the second half, State trailed the Orange by 14, but the Spartans rallied again, this time scoring the game's final 17 points to set up a meeting against the region's number 2 seed, Iowa State.
Utah was good, and Syracuse I thought was really good, but Iowa State I thought was the toughest team we played all year.
Once again, the Spartans had to come from behind before they finished off the Cyclones with an exclamation point of a play.
I quickly told Coach, hey, let's run the backdoor play.
Nice back leaves, alley-oop.
What a setup off the timeout. The step and go. How about the hops?
He went up, I threw it up, and he made another great play like he's been making all year.
He kept saying they were overplaying his side, and so we were going to run some kind of a backdoor, and he said, Coach, I think we can get the lob, and I says, I think that's a good call, and Mateen said, I agree, so we were kind of all on the same page.
For Morris to make a play like that, I think that was the play that kind of broke their backs.
They were the preseason pick of many to win the national title.
And then we're off to the Final Four.
On Friday, the 4 regional champions held practice and made final preparations for the weekend showdown. The common goal, the national championship. So as Saturday dawned with high hopes all around, there was plenty of hooting and hollering in the Hoosier State.
Leader same, time to go. Party on. Final four, final two. We're gonna win it all.
The first semifinal featured Michigan State and Wisconsin.
Good afternoon from the RCA Dome in Indianapolis. It is the national semifinal game, all Big Ten. Michigan State against Wisconsin. The Spartans were here last year in St. Petersburg for the Final Four. They would fall to the heavily favored Duke Blue Devils.
Well, last year, we kind of got our foot in the door. We got a chance to see what the national stage is all about. And this year, we want to walk in and see what's inside. We want the whole shebang.
It's been 59 long years since the Badgers penetrated this deep into the tournament. And the Badgers head coach, Dick Bennett's waited his entire life for this week, and not to mention this specific moment.
The big dream was, of course, the Final Four. And I'm getting close to the end of my career, and it appeared it might not ever happen. But as I told the players, if I were to die right now, I would go to, I hope, to heaven with a smile on my face.
First Final Four of the century is underway.
In getting to the Final Four, Wisconsin's recipe for success was simple. Combine tough defense with a patient offense. And in the game's first few minutes, the Badgers stuck to their plan.
Boone goes to work on the isolation, left of the lane, pull-up jump, off the glass and in. Roy Boone gets the scoring started, 2-0 Wisconsin, a minute and a half gone by.
But Michigan State refused to get frustrated by the Badgers' suffocating waves.
Underneath, Hudson hit it off the front of the rim, but follows it in with a putback.
Challenged to play their own intense defense, the Spartans put a green and white blanket over the Badgers.
That's something that we've really taken pride on, our defense. And that's one thing that Coach talked about. Defense wins championships.
The target of State's stifling defense was John Bryant. Wisconsin's leading scorer in the tournament was held to just 5 shots and finished the night with only 2 points.
What defense on the inside. Just great defensive intensity.
And last touch by the Badgers.
We just can't let them take us out the game, with the type of game that they play. We're slowing it down and holding, grabbing, setting screens, and not get frustrated and just keep playing Spartan basketball.
Boy, the Badgers can get absolutely nothing going offensively.
And that's 6 trips in a row without any production.
Meanwhile, the Spartans just kept plugging along.
Mike Chappelle, and the basket counts. Badgers' biggest deficit now, 6.
And against this team, 6 is like 16.
Cleaves with the steal. Cleaves with no one near him. The team Cleaves has had the quick hands in the early goal for Michigan State. The Spartans up by 8.
We had gotten off to some average starts in this tournament, so in that respect, I was actually pleased. There was a timeout, we were 8 up, and I said, let's see if we can build this thing to double digits.
We held them to 17 points in the first half, but on the other end,
the Spartans couldn't do much better.
3 straight trips down now. The Spartans have come up empty-handed.
Michigan State has gone 7+ minutes without a field goal.
It's tough to play a team, 3 times, let alone 4 times. It seemed like, they knew all our plays.
In the half's final 12 minutes, Michigan State could only manage 3 points as the Badgers inched back into the game.
Wisconsin shuts them down. The final 11 minutes, 37 seconds without a field goal.
You expect that when you're playing a game against Wisconsin, and it was almost weird. You're running off the floor. It's 19-17 at halftime, and you got fans yelling at you to pick up the scoring.
We didn't feel that we took care of business there in that last 3 minutes when the lead went from 8 down to 2, it happened, and we were all kind of, I think everybody was kind of down in the dumps. So we talked for a little bit, then we refocused on what we had to do.
What Michigan State had to do was find some offense, somewhere, anywhere. And so, as it had done throughout the tournament, State turned to its leading scorer, Morris Peterson.
Peterson with the putback, and basket counts. Morris Peterson working hard on the glass. Bell inside to Peterson, to the hole, hits. Peterson picking it up inside. He's got 10 all of a sudden.
I wanted to come out the second half and play with some emotion, because when you play with emotion, you're moving around, the ball falls in your hand, or you have a little more spunk.
After scoring only 4 first-half points, Peterson came through with 16 in the second.
And he is playing like the MVP that he is.
Of course, at the Final Four, it's not MVP. It's called MOP. Maybe that's for Mo Pete.
Morris is playing like that, It's like he has a look in his eye, and it's like, just get him the ball and stop your guy from scoring on the other end.
The team kick out Peterson left wing. He's got the shot. He hits it. Hits a three. Peterson with 20, and it's 45-29.
That's why he's an All-American. I mean, I hate to be trite about it, but All-Americans are supposed to come through in the big games, and we went to him. We told him we were going to him, and he responded. So my hat off to Morris.
Peterson's peerless performance gave the Spartans an insurmountable lead. But the battered Badgers still managed to finish the game with a flourish, as Wisconsin and Roy Boone came up with the play of the tournament.
Tough shot, got it, count it, and a foul. What a play by Roy Boone.
Boone's miraculous shot was too little too late. Michigan State held the Badgers to only 41 points, the lowest total in a Final Four since 1984.
The final score, Michigan State 53, Wisconsin 41. Michigan State will head to the NCAA title game for the first time since 1979.
The second semifinal saw North Carolina face Florida. The Gators came into the game intent on taking advantage of their deep and talented team.
I think for us offensively, when we score, that enables us to get our press on, and we can get our press on, we can force tempo.
6 or 7 guys have led us in scoring at one time or another, and when certain guys have off nights, other guys step up.
For North Carolina, the plan was simple: keep the ball in the capable hands of Ed Cota.
Ed's a key for us, no matter what type of tempo we're playing, whether we're playing a fast tempo or a slow tempo. Against Florida, we want to be able to play both. We have to be able to play both.
Who will it be, Carolina or Florida? The winner meets Michigan State. The ball is in the air, and the tap is controlled by Florida.
And right away, the game was controlled by Florida, as the Gators started out with an impressive display of pressure basketball.
Miller gets a screen, some screen, and nails the first shot, a 2-point shot. Haslam. Yes.
The Gators now leading at 6-3.
Carolina couldn't find its rhythm, and when the Heels began to hurt themselves with sloppy ball handling and continued to struggle with the tenacious Florida defense, Carolina appeared to be overwhelmed by the game's frenetic pace.
Here comes that bench we talked about.
And the team that plays 10 deep was just getting started.
Capel rejected by Harvey. Here come the Gators. Here comes the new wave. Nelson outside Weeks. He'll take it. Yep. Bangs it home.
The Gators lead at 8-3.
Everything challenged. Nothing's easy.
Using its bench to turn up the heat, the Gators continued to pour it on.
The bench is doing it again.
The Gators are on a 10-0 run. They lead 12-3.
Nelson launches a 3, and Carolina has its biggest deficit of the entire tournament. Weeks another 3. That's a 16-point run.
You can see how disorganized North Carolina is. They have to go to another timeout right away. They are going back to that bench discouraged.
We knew when we got an 18-3 or 15-point lead, we knew it was going to last. They're a great team.
they deserved to be there, and we knew they were going to make a run.
Thanks to center Brendan Haywood, Carolina did make a run, slowly but surely cutting into Florida's big lead.
Haywood on a throw-down dunk. Haywood banks it home. He's hurting the Gators right now with his big wide body frame.
Haywood dominated inside, at one point scoring 9 straight Carolina points.
For the putback. Carolina getting a little momentum. Set play. And Haywood lays it in. Haywood dunks it home.
And so, as the first half wound down, the Heels found themselves right back in the game.
After the first 20 minutes tonight here at the RCA Dome in Indianapolis, our halftime score, Florida 37, North Carolina 34.
His big lead was 15, but now it's only 3. Haywood with 16 points.
He just told us that, it's going to be a long game. It doesn't matter. You had an 18-3 lead. We had a 15-point lead. They came back, and we understand that. Great teams are going to come back. They're not just going to roll over and die.
1, 2, 3.
Stops, rebounds.
North Carolina's comeback would continue in the second half, thanks to freshman Joseph Forte, who had only 2 first-half points.
Forte, yes. The game is tied at 40-40.
After the break, the Heels' leading scorer discovered his shot.
2 straight. Carolina leads for the first time since 3-2. Forte again. No, 3-pointer this time. Forte with 7 points in the last minute.
Forte scored 10 quick points in a 14-5 Carolina run to open the second half.
North Carolina with its largest lead.
Rather remarkably, after falling so far behind, North Carolina had taken the lead. The Heels seemed to be in control until Ed Cota found himself in foul trouble.
Charge call, number 3 on Cota. Cuts off the screen, drives in outside. Will this be Cota's 4th? And it's on Ed Cota, his 4th.
Oh, that is bigger than big.
Defensively, you could just tell that he was really playing very cautious and carefully because he didn't want to pick up his 5th.
Forced to lay off Brett Nelson, Cota's cautious play would cost him, as Florida gladly took whatever the Heels gave them. Down 4, Nelson's rampage ignited the Gators' comeback.
Well, Cota's defenseless with the 4th. Nelson surveys. Cota has to let him go right by.
Ball fake, good lead in, and a layup for Haslam.
In a little more than 3 minutes, the baby-faced Nelson scored 7 of his team-high 13 points and gave Florida the lead for good.
Nelson on another train, and it's 58-53.
This is just target practice for Nelson.
And Cota looks up in the sky saying, I'm kind of helpless. I can't get out and really play him defensively.
Florida finished the game just as it started, overwhelming Carolina again, this time with a 25-9 run that put the Gators 1 win away from the national championship.
It will be the Florida Gators against the Michigan State Spartans.
And so it was on to the final, Michigan State and Florida.
Only one team can do what all other teams can't do, and that's win a national championship.
Michigan State's the best team in the country, and we got 40 minutes of just combat.
Mateen Cleaves, the captain, playing in his final collegiate basketball game, and so he will try to take his Spartans to the title.
We shouldn't have any trouble getting motivated for this game, so we just got to go out there and leave it all on the floor for our last 40 minutes.
I don't think we understand that we're playing for a national championship, and I think that's important. I think we just think it's another good game against a great basketball team, and we're preparing to play against Michigan State.
Tonight, the Gators come in with a record of 29-7, having won 5 in a row and 11 of the last 13.
For us, it's truly a tremendous experience for these kids, one they'll remember the rest of their lives.
I'm going to try to enjoy the moment, at least for that 1 split second before the tip, and then after, hopefully, I look back and say, what an evening.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's NCAA's championship game.
Michigan State won in its only other championship appearance in 1979.
win over Larry Bird and Indiana State. Magic leading the Spartans to their only title.
There's no more electricity that night than there is here tonight. This is a special crowd.
Some people say, well, I can feel it. Well, I can taste it. You know, I mean, it's right here.
With all signs pointing to a close, hard-fought game, both teams came out aggressively and traded baskets in the first few minutes.
Throws the ball in deep to Brent Wright. He's posting on Hudson down to the baseline. Turn, shoot, scores. Brent Wright took it right to the glass. And the Gators tied the game at 2-all.
A.J. Granger. A triple, and it's 5-2. Boy, they could use A.J.'s offense.
Miller out high to the left. Yo-yo's the dribble to the top of the circle. Behind the back dribble down the lane. Goes all the way to the rack, shoots it up, scores. What a move. Mike Miller.
Soon, however, it became clear that Florida and its vaunted press was in for a surprise.
Fell to Cleves. He got free to the hole. Lays it up and in. Off the press, they get a bucket.
A lot of teams, when they run into a team like Florida, they get timid, they turn the ball over, and they don't push the ball up the court. I think it was a plus for us because we got a chance to do something that we haven't done all tournament, and that's when our transition break, and they got us some easy baskets.
No problem with the press to this point.
But thanks to Udonis Haslem, Florida was getting some easy baskets of its own.
To Dupay. He dumps it down low. Turnaround by Haslem, and he hits it. Boy, their interior men are causing problems. Bounce pass to Miller on the left wing. Peterson on him. Miller topside right. Lob down low. Haslem catches, goes up and hits it. Another inside bucket. 13-11. They break the press easily with Richardson. Richardson pulls it up, short jumper. Good. JR.
Billy Donovan may have to call a timeout. His team's getting beat continually on the break.
That was the biggest key because I think that they rely on that a lot.
We broke the press collectively. Everybody on the team, sometime AJ brought it up, sometime Andre brought it up. So when you got a lot of guys that can bring the ball up, that kind of helped us out and didn't let the press affect us.
Just 5 minutes into the game, the Spartans led by 6, but Brett Nelson helped keep the Gators close.
Now left side for Nelson. Nelson for three. Book it. Brett Nelson.
2 3-pointers in a row narrowed the Spartan lead.
Look at this. Nelson, yes!
With its advantage down to 2, Michigan State called on its seniors. First, Mateen Cleves responded.
Those are those that kill you.
Then, A.J. Granger as the Spartans moved out to their first big lead of the night.
8-point lead for the Spartans. That's the largest.
Cleves was the catalyst, knocking down shot after shot.
Look at Cleves yet again with a 3.
He looks up at the Flint faithful just to say, I can't shoot that jumper.
I've listened to talk all year about people telling me I can't shoot and he's not a shooter or whatever. My last game, I was going to come out and take those shots, and thank God they went in.
In a devastating 4-minute stretch, the Spartans took control of the game by outscoring the Gators 14-3.
Bell over to Richardson, and they've opened up a double-digit lead.
And the Gators have turned it over for the 5th time.
Granger gets Haslem to commit, takes advantage. Good move. Granger having a big night.
Granger's big night resulted in 19 points, 18 more than he had scored in the semifinal against Wisconsin.
It just felt good. I knocked down some shots, and I knew that was going to be a big key to helping the team out, and I just tried to provide my spark in that way.
Down by 13, Florida refused to give in.
Miller going in deep, forces the shot, no good. Haslem no follows and puts it in.
And once more, it was the Gators' big men who gave the Spartans trouble, especially Udonis Haslem, who had 13 first-half points on his way to a game-high 27.
And Michigan State so far has not had an answer. The Gators are creeping back to within 6, 35-29, and they're doing it inside.
Its lead threatened. Michigan State responded. First, Adam Ballinger hit his only shot of the game. And when Charlie Bell's three-pointer was followed by Mateen Cleves' third three-pointer and 13th point of the half, the Spartans went to the locker room comfortably ahead by 11.
He's hot tonight. Mateen Cleves.
It is halftime here at the RCA Dome. Michigan State 43 and the Florida Gators 32.
It wasn't as tense as it usually is because we knew, some of the things we weren't doing, and all we had to do was make some little corrections. We realized that, we pretty much had the game in control.
We talked about staying out of foul trouble. We talked about continuing to attack their press. And we talked about doing a little bit better job on the high to low stuff, which we didn't do the second half either.
Gators have the ball. Here we go. Second half underway. Low left for Haslam against Granger. Left block. Haslam pounding in. Fall away. Jump shot. It's good. Udonis Haslam, 10-foot fall away. He's got 15. The Gators continue to do damage inside.
Boy, they go inside each and every pass. It's right, and he'll have a three-point opportunity. This is great strategy by Billy Donovan.
Michigan State's second-half strategy was simple. Get the ball to Cleaves, who remained in control.
Cleaves slicing and scoring. And a foul.
Taking the game in his own hands, Cleaves raced his way through the Florida press as the Spartans stayed in front.
18 points. Mateen Cleaves taking over here at the RCA Dome.
And just when it looked like Mateen had delivered the knockout punch, Cleaves himself was knocked out of the game.
Mateen, Mateen is hurt.
He just went down.
Goodness. Apparently his right ankle. Oh, my.
Oh, Tom Izzo is really upset.
I dropped a few tears, because I was like, oh, my God, I hope I can play. I want to go back out there and play.
Mateen coming down.
Watch.
And they twist that ankle. Boy, he really did twist it. We're looking at 16-18 to go in this game. Only a 6-point lead, and their leader down. Now, he is tough, but can he come back from that?
I just felt really bad for him, but I knew that, I had to kind of put this team on my shoulders, and we had to just come together as a team out there, and we didn't want to let this moment pass us by.
Now who steps up?
The first Spartan to step up was Mike Chappell.
Chappell open, top side. Yes! A triple by Mike Chappell! 53.
Chappell's three gave Michigan State a much-needed boost. And when he followed up a Spartan miss, Michigan State looked to have weathered the storm.
55-44.
I think it was kind of like a turning point of the game. I mean, even though we were winning, I think that really gave us a big boost.
Down but not out, Florida answered with 5 points of its own. The Spartan lead was 6 and slipping. State needed its leader.
And now they're starting to realize it here in the arena. It's like a heavyweight prize fighter moment.
I heard the crowd rising. I even caught myself taking a little glimpse over into the hallway, make sure it was him coming out.
Here comes Cleaves. Muhammad Ali has been in the building at this Final Four, and this is a moment that he could certainly relate to.
I remember whenever they talked about Jennison Fieldhouse, the old field house at Michigan State, they said the loudest it ever was a game when Michigan State was 4-4 and Magic Johnson goes down against Ohio State. He went in the locker room, got taped, and when he came on the floor, they said it was the craziest the place has ever been. I said to myself, Magic, Mateen, both leaders of a national championship team, are like deja vu.
This was a moment for Mateen. He's a winner, a champion, and a leader, and I knew nothing could keep him out the game.
And here comes Mateen Cleaves for Charlie Bell. And what a cheer from this crowd.
I knew I wasn't going to be able to do too much when I got back out there, but I just wanted to bring my leadership. I just wanted to come out there and let guys know that, hey, I'm back in it, and we in it to win it.
He's picked up by Mateen. The breakaway. Peterson to the hole. Lays it in. It's 60-50. Pete leaked out on the left wing and got it.
We had the eye of the tiger. We just knew from this point on was nothing going to stop us from winning this game.
And nothing could stop Morris Peterson, who faced a difficult Final Four week of personal tragedy, enduring the loss of his grandmother.
The team really wanted to win this game for my grandmother. It was like, we knew she was, watching over us and guiding us. And there was times in the games where I was tired, dead tired. But, I was just thinking about her, how much she's really meant to me. And it was like I'm instantly, just not tired anymore.
Midway through the second half, Peterson had scored only 6 points.
Morris, you know, it's time for you to go, baby.
But from then on, Mo Pete scored more points than anyone else.
I told him at halftime, hey, this is your half. You got to go at them. They can't stop you, you know. And he was like, yeah, you right.
A double team in the left sideline to Peterson. A pull-up by Pete. Good! He buries a three.
After that, you know, I just kind of started smiling because, you know, we knew that, you know, if we keep working hard and play defense, and then we were going to win the game.
Peterson.
Peterson knocks it down. He's feeling it.
I knew that he was on. I mean, I could just see it in his eyes that he was feeling it.
Having a big second half, Billy. 11 in the second half. Will it be 14? Yes, indeed.
He seems to save his best for last, and thank goodness he did it today.
In a brilliant 6-minute span, Peterson scored 14 of his 15 second-half points as the Spartans blew the game wide open.
Michigan State, Gus, is going to do it.
Wow.
They're going to win a national championship.
Everybody's happy for him, particularly the city of Flint, man. You should feel proud.
Look at the smile on Mateen Cleave's face. He's hugging everybody. Oh, my, what a moment for Michigan State basketball.
It was just a great feeling. I was just thinking, what did we just do, or what's about to happen?
One of the greatest leaders the game of college basketball has ever seen.
To just do it, that's a better feeling than dreaming it, you know, to really go out and to win a national championship. And I can't really explain how I felt, but it was the best feeling in the world, you know, and I wouldn't trade that for anything.
And you can leave it to Cleave. And he's running out onto the floor. He has reinstated the magic at Michigan State.
Oh, the greatest feeling in the world. I mean, 21 years, and it seemed like only yesterday. This is a moment that all those guys will never forget.
That's euphoria.
After the game, you know, I broke down, you know, I got on my knees and just thanked God for giving us this opportunity. And I kind of thank my grandmother, too, because, you know, she's meant a lot to me. She carried me and carried this team throughout the tournament, and that was like my thanks to her.
It was a great night for all the Spartans, especially Mateen Cleaves, who played through pain and was named the tournament's most outstanding player. In his shining moment, the ultimate Spartan warrior had willed his team to victory, to one final Spartan conquest.
All I was thinking about was Mateen now gets the chance to hear his one shining moment on TV, because it's all these, I mean, every kid likes different music, you know. Mateen likes one shining moment.
From probably 10 years old up to now, watching, you know, games and watching that last one shining moment and listening to that song, and it was just a blessing to see me on there. You know, I know that I was the one last shining moment, me and my teammates, you know, so I just thought about everything from a kid, and then it kind of got emotional. I, you know, I started crying a tad bit, but it was worth it.
One shining moment you knew. One shining moment.
It's been a long road. We played some tough teams and some great players. But we're the last one standing, and we're going to bring that trophy back to East Lansing, baby. You better believe that.